trail was so important to my husband and I. When Ann moved 28 years ago to live independently, she was very active in taking classes from AR&LE, and we would have had to drive her once or twice a week to these classes. This is what trail was designed for, and that is the Annies out there living independently.
Parents got together and said, we need to do something. We need to provide an opportunity for our children, adult children, who are living on their own, to be able to find a way to get to these important recreation programs.
That concept was truly Jane's, and I think Jean Rao and Serena's, Daffer's, and Carol's. And they were the beginning.
The stories about how these parents came to think of trail, find that it was an important value, were really inspiring. And one that always comes to mind to me is Greg Gerlach. His mother Jane was one of the founding members of trail. And the story I heard was of his, at the end of a AR&LE program, the Metro ride didn't come. So Greg tried to be independent, called a taxi, and ended up being literally taken for a ride that got very expensive before the cab driver delivered him to his apartment at Lindale Court. And that was one of the reasons these parents said, no, we need a better option for our kids. It was a lot of parents, it was a lot of small community organizations like the Lions and the Rotary and church groups. And some of these donations were $300-400.
That's right.
And all that built up to the point where they could finally offer transportation. And that very first year they had 18 buses.
I talk to people all around the country, and they say to me every time, you have what? How'd you do that? How'd you get that started? And we kept on saying, we didn't. The parents did it. The parents are the ones that said, we need to do something.
I first found out how unique trail was when I worked for the Learning Exchange, and I went to state conferences yearly, and I found out there was no other transportation company like it for all the participants that we serve.
Other types of transportation might get people there a half an hour late, or at the end of class, maybe they're waiting in an empty building, and it can be really kind of scary. With trail, you don't have that kind of a worry. You know you're going to get there on time, and you know you're going to be picked up, and it's somebody you're familiar with. It's a pretty great option.
I came to know trail when I came to Bloomington as the adaptive recreation supervisor. And I learned that there's this organization that's providing rides to AR&LE programs, exclusively to AR&LE programs. But what I didn't understand is that those people who were riding trail probably wouldn't have been able to come if trail wasn't around.
As president of trail, one of my proudest moments was when we funded the first play, Totally Talent and Tunes. We not only helped fund it, but we provided transportation to all the rehearsals.
Trail was a huge support. It was so great to be able to have writers be able to come to productions and the rehearsals. Without trail, we wouldn't have had a third of our adults with disabilities available for our cast of 40.
And you and me are free to be, you and me.
The fact that half of my students would come on one bus that was solely driving them to this activity made such a huge difference. My students were there, they were happy and excited. Were they not able to come with transportation, the class would probably have been canceled.
SEPTRAN stopped providing transportation for trail. So Serena Deerauer, and Serena was so vital to trail all through the years. Serena Deerauer and I went out and interviewed transportation companies. And then we came to handicaps, which is now a transit team. And we decided right then and there, Serena and I, this was the best company for trail. And we've not been proven wrong. Most excellent service and the best cost for trail. How wonderful the bus drivers are. They become friends of the riders, and there's a real rapport between them. And I think that has made it so much more successful.
So they look forward to seeing us as a driver. If for some reason we're not doing anything, the question becomes, well, where is George? Where is Dwayne? Where is Chris?
Oh, and you can see it on the riders' faces because they want to know who's driving my bus this time. Is it so-and-so? And the fact that the drivers know what they do during the day and they ask them, so how was your bowling last week? That's a significant part of their ride experience are those drivers.
They become friends.
My favorite thing for trail is like whoever's driving it, Chris, Dwayne, whoever.
You think of how it's grown, how we provide bowling rides all season. How many?
We have 39 buses for the whole sessions of building.
They have, in ways, a better social life than some of us.
First year they did transportation, they had 18 buses. Today in 2015, we had 242 buses. That's 242 events that these individuals went to.